In this video, I'd like to talk about the math question of the day for Monday, May 1st, 2023. And with this problem, we need to add these mixed numbers here. And the topic of adding mixed numbers usually comes up maybe in 4th, 5th, or 6th grade, depending where you go to school. So essentially, this is in the domain of pre-algebra. And at this point, go ahead and pause the video, see if you can work through this on your own. And when you're ready, unpause the video and we can go through this together. Now, assuming that you have attempted the problem, we can start working through this. And there are several different approaches. We could change all of these to improper fractions and then give them all the same denominator and then add across the numerators. Or, since they're stacked vertically like this, it might be simplest to just add the whole number parts and then add the fractional parts separately. And we can see that the whole numbers would add to positive 5, but with the fractional parts, it will be a little bit more complicated since we'll need a common denominator. So let's start by rewriting all of the fractional parts. We have 1/6 plus 1/16 plus 1/4, and we will need a common denominator here. Since 16 is the biggest of these numbers, we can just look at the multiples of 16. Now, 4 does divide into 16, but 6 does not. So we will need to use a multiple of 16 that is bigger than 16. And the multiples of 16 would be 16, 32, 48, 64, and so on. And out of these, we just need to find a number that's both divisible by 6 and by 4. And we can see that 48 would work for that, since 6 goes into 48 8 times, and 4 goes into it 12 times. So let's use a common denominator of 48 for all of our fractions. And like I mentioned with 6, we need to multiply it by 8 to get to 48. So we'll do that on the top and the bottom. For 16, we need to triple it, multiply it by 3. So we'll do that on the top and the bottom. And for 4, we multiply that by 12. So this numerator becomes 12. Now, since they have the same denominator, we can just add straight across in our numerator. 8 plus 3 is 11, plus 12 is 23. So we have 23 over 48 for our fractional part. And we already know our whole numbers adds to 5. And since this is not greater than 1, we don't need to carry anything over and make this a 6. So our final answer then will be 5 and 23 48ths. And of course, this is something that you can check with a calculator. Just plug these in, add the whole numbers separately, and then add the fractional parts, and then convert it back to a fraction or compare the decimal of this fraction to the decimal of your answer.